Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, August 22, 2022. There can be some fuzziness or ambiguity today, with the Sun and Neptune forming a minor challenging aspect. Temporarily, it may not be easy to motivate yourself. You'll be far better off if you let things flow along rather than push for definitions and firm answers. Be a little more vigilant in situations that require extra focus or attention, but nurture your imagination otherwise. Also today, Pluto begins its yearly retrograde cycle, and while the shift itself can feel a bit heavy and problem areas can feel magnified, the cycle itself tends to help ease some pressure. Areas most affected for you are one-on-one relationships, creative projects, children, or romance. This retrograde can prompt the need to review your feelings. There is a tendency to cling to old patterns or examine the past instead of braving new territory. Aim to detach yourself a little from matters to gain a clearer, more objective perspective. This process helps you identify areas where you've been pushing too hard or where you've been too attached for your own good. Mercury heads into your privacy and soul sector, making the weeks ahead good for digesting and reviewing. How can you transform your professional commitments? Today, consider this question as Pluto stations retrograde in your opposite sign. Over the next few months, Pluto retrograde will encourage you to rethink, review, and revise your working relationships and arrangements. You may feel like it is time to assume more control in such obligations, like imposing your power through your self-assertion. Since Mercury also enters Virgo today, you could begin to make adjustments to your arrangements through lighthearted yet strategic conversation. Mercury's multifaceted energy could even encourage you to view your commitments differently. Today you might gather at a coffee house or other type of watering hole for an intellectual conversation with some very smart friends. Some fascinating ideas and useful information could be exchanged, and much of what is said could get your head spinning, perhaps inspiring new creative projects. If it's not too late at night, walk home afterwards and clear your head. Otherwise, sleep may be just a bit elusive tonight. Relations with friends and family are very positive. The atmosphere is full of openness and a zest for life. It's time to share your good mood with as many people as possible. Use the leisure facilities in your neighborhood and meet up with friends. Having fun together bonds your friendships even closer. Most likely you'll say too much before you can shut your mouth today, but that actually might get you exactly what you need. So watch your words. Everyone else is. You feel content and use any opportunity to get some useful feedback from a partner regarding exactly how they feel about you. Whether you want to enter a long-term relationship or you appreciate life as it is, make a decision about the type of person you want to be with, and decide how you feel about them. There is a fast-paced frenzy to the day that might leave you feeling a bit left out. You may want to take things a bit slower, yet the energy of the day does not allow for hesitation or delay. This is a good time for you to get out and be social. Make important contacts with others and try to multitask. Make sure you keep your sense of humor handy and your manner flexible. Welcome to a 8-day. The essence of this day is one of family ties and connections. Don't be surprised if your focus on work is more challenged by this. This will be especially so if there is any discord between yourself and a family member. Rather than struggling through the day, perhaps it might be a good idea to contact the person involved and see about getting together later. If this isn't feasible because the person is out of reach for some reason, consider writing your feelings down. Our eyes in the sky. As Mars continues its journey through the signs, your eye for detail is sharp. However, try not to get overly fixated on small imperfections. This energy is asking us to take a step back from our projects and look at things from a wider point of view. There is the potential to catch mistakes and learn from them today, but only if we choose to step outside of what we already know. Try not to be too rigid in your analytical thinking. Let creativity flow while still striving for excellence. This will be especially important as we move through the upcoming weeks and into the retrograde that begins at the end of October. This unpleasant aspect can make it difficult for you to praise your own work. Being overly critical of yourself is a very real possibility when this energy is present, so cut yourself some slack and take a time out if you begin to feel self-doubt. Luckily, this energy begins to abate in favor of more helpful aspects in the cosmos. A sense of clarity is likely to rush over you, and you'll begin to see new ways to harness your own power and create structures designed to help you succeed. If someone does permit us to assist them, we will make sure they don't forget it. Reminders of how giving and generous we are subtly imply that we are owed a debt of gratitude, which inevitably breeds resentment, making the other party wish they hadn't asked in the first place. We should monitor our actions closely today. Self-reflection is the only way to determine whether we are out of line or overstepping another's boundaries. After midnight, Mars enters Gemini, having spent over 6 weeks transiting Taurus. While Mars was in the sign of the Bull, pursuing our goals was a matter of persistence. We were content to dig in our heels, refusing to let go of causes that were worth the wait. Yet now that Mars dips its boot into the sign of the Twins, we are decidedly less focused and more non-committal. There are pros and cons to any planet-sign combination. Mars in Gemini is adept at strategy, able to visualize clever solutions and plans of attack. Passion and wit fuse seductively in this terrain. We aren't as shy to chase our conquests, because we aren't considering long-term repercussions so much as immediate gratification. By the same token, immediate embarrassments due to miscalculations also more easily roll off our backs. However, Mars in Gemini can also weaponize information and speech. While we might intend to avoid a war of brute force and physical aggression, a thoughtless word can still land a devastating blow. From now until March 25th, we should be cautious of how we leverage language against others. We might regret hitting our chosen target after the fact. In the pre-dawn hours, the Gemini moon sextiles Venus in Leo, helping us to share what is on our minds. This is a celebratory influence that favors social gatherings and entertainment. However, many of us will still be asleep at this hour, and so this aspect may manifest in relaxing dreams. It would be wise to record any recollections immediately upon waking, as our reverie may not linger long after we've opened our eyes. Regardless, we'll bring our positive attitude with us into our morning. Our mood guarantees that events will flow in our favor.